Most people hear the word kink and assume it automatically means sex. Which, sometimes, sure, but not all the time. But assuming that kink has to be sexual means that we misunderstand or misinterpret what people's experiences are. And before you hit me with the, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, there's research on this. A UK study, hilariously titled A Survey of the United Kink-dom, surveyed 470 people across BDSM, pet play, age play, and furries. And yes, even balloon fetishists. I will never kink shame, but I will kink question. Anyway, one of the findings was that some participants didn't connect their kink with sex at all, especially amongst pet players and furries. So people that have had everyone around them assume that a kink they had was sexual. Rejoice! You're not weird, and you're not confused, and you're definitely not alone. Because this shit's got layers, yo.
Onions have layers. Ogres have layers. Onions have layers. You get it. We both have layers.
For some people, kink is absolutely sexual. But for others, it's identity, or comfort, or creativity, or self-expression, or community, or simply just, something that helps them feel more like themselves. For some people, kink functions a lot like how cosplay does, in that it's more about the character or the role or the gear or just the experience of stepping into a version of themselves that feels authentic or helpful or healing. For others, it's sensory, like certain textures or routines, and even physical sensations that they enjoy. It could even be something in the emotional realm, like care, attention, surrender, power exchange, feeling seen or feeling safe. And literally zero of the things that I mentioned require sex, which is why hearing the name of a kink doesn't really tell you all that much. As my own experience with my own brain has taught me, the meaning is where things can get really interesting. That same UK study found a huge amount of overlap between interests as well. Shock, gasp. People weren't sorted into neat little categories. Among those 470 participants, only 51 had an interest exclusive to BDSM, and nobody had an interest exclusive to pet play. Nobody. Which means exactly what you already know, because I have basically told you, kink communities aren't neat little boxes. People are complicated, layered sacks of meat. Truly shocking, I know. When someone tells you that they're into something kinky, that information is just inherently incomplete. You'd be asking the wrong question if you only asked, what are you into? What you should be asking is, what are you into? And what does it mean to you? I don't want to, sound like the Backstreet Boys here, but is it sexual, emotional, playful, sensory, identity-based, form of regulation, a mix of several things? The name of a kink alone can't really tell you any of that. A lot of interpersonal relationship conflict starts when someone hears a kink and immediately assumes they know what that means. Oh, you're asking for sex. But that might not be what's happening at all. The person could be talking about those things I listed: identity, comfort, belonging, emotional connection, self-expression, or something they're still trying to understand or navigate themselves. And when assumptions replace curiosity, misunderstanding is usually close behind. So instead of jumping straight to conclusions, try asking, what does this do for you? If that goes okay, some great follow-ups are, what parts feel most important? What parts are optional? What makes this feel safe and enjoyable for you? The goal isn't to immediately understand only what the kink is. The goal is to understand what the kink is about to that person. Do you know what happens when people assume kink automatically equals sex? People have a tendency to judge, and by extension, moralize that kink. Which means that for people whose kink isn't primarily a sexual drive, getting told they're confused or lying, very frustrating. The study also found that relationship satisfaction correlated with shared kink interests, which, makes sense. Shared language, shared understanding, and less feeling alone tend to be good things for any type of relationship. It also found a higher representation of non-heterosexual, non-monogamous, and gender-diverse participants. And a surprise to literally no one, communities often become important when people already feel different from what society considers normal. When people feel understood, they tend to feel safer. And when people feel safer, they're more likely to be honest about who they are to themselves and what they need to others. Which brings us back to the whole point. When people hear a kink, they often skip what it means to that person.
If you're doing it, stop it.
If a kink is sexual for you, great. If a kink is not sexual for you, also great. One kink might be 100% sexual, another might be 0. Most of it probably exists somewhere in the middle. The kink is only one part of an incomplete equation. You need to solve for why. Oh, Matthew, man. Why? Do not approach from judgment or assumptions, but instead from curiosity. Curiosity helps create understanding, and communication helps create safety. And safety is where intimacy gets real fucking hot.